Hi souls, welcome to my channel where hobbies gonna die. As you can see by the illumination, I have lights now, yay. But anyways, today we are going to be reviewing a book series called Project Suncloud, more specifically A Winter for Doves, book 1 and 2, which starts the series off. And this is by Nicholas J. Ripley. There will be more to the series, but it's not out yet, so it's just the first 2 books. In the year 2057, the world's population has been reduced to a single city nation called Salutum. For over a decade, Salutum has known nothing but peace, or so the populace has been led to believe. Unbeknownst to the general public, for the last 7 years, the Saint organization has been humanity's only line of defense against the devil's deviants, mutated terrorists with inhuman supernatural abilities, and an extreme prejudice against humankind. After their trusted leader is slain and mutilated, however, the Saints find themselves in disarray. An uneasy alliance between them and Salutum's government, the United World Federation, grows ever more hostile, and the devil's deviants are preparing for something big. This is a huge story with a lot of moving parts and multiple point of views. So you can get the Saints' point of view, you have the devil deviants' point of view, you have the government's point of view. Can get a little confusing at times, but definitely needed for the story. You need all sides to understand the entire story. And as you can gather from the summary, it is a dystopian post-apocalyptic world, sci-fi, since it's 2057, so still futuristic. And it has plenty of body horror and gore to it to be categorized in the horror section. And also there's mutated zombies, which they call the brainless, that are running around terrorizing outside of Salutum, so another horror element there. So I went into this series unsure about how I was going to feel about it and came out on the other side full of emotions. Have you ever read a book that has made you want to cry, scream, throw the book across the room, but also hug it at the same time? Because this series, that is exactly how I felt. As I mentioned before, the multiple point of views can get a little confusing at times, especially the first book. The first book has got a lot of point of views. Either a lot more point of views than the second one, or I simply just got used to it by the second one. Either way, it is a lot of point of views, just a heads up, but like I said, they're all necessary. Speaking of the characters, they are very flawed. Everyone is very, well, I was going to say all of them are very human, but there are some pretty terrible characters in there that I don't want to consider human. But they are very flawed in varying degrees. You have the people that are very awful that you shouldn't sympathize at all, and they're just terrible people. And then you have the people that are flawed that you're kind of rooting for and hoping that they get over their obstacles in order to get better. There's just a huge dynamic of characters that you get to witness. I'm a grimdark girly, so I really love the fact that this world is just grimdark beyond belief. I love dystopians, I love post-apocalyptic worlds, I love mutants and zombies, and I love shady governments and underground organizations, the black market, the nitty-gritty stuff in a world is what I absolutely love. And I love the fact that this is what it was focused on. Getting into that though, I will have to warn you that Ripley did not hold back. There's a lot of details, some of it that actually made me uncomfortable, and that's saying something given that I'm pretty desensitized when it comes to a lot of topics. But there is a detailed body horror, there's detailed gore, there is an essay scene, there's abuse of all kinds, substance, physical manipulation, there's torture, bigotry, there's a lot of things that you encounter with this, so be aware before you jump into this that there's a lot that you're going to have to stomach. But bearing that in mind, I still highly recommend this series. This is a great series. I am wanting more already. It's living rent free in my head right now. I'm reading another book, but I keep going back and thinking about this other one, which leads me to my rating. The first book I rated 4.5 stars, but the second book I rated 5 stars. And I'm starting to think if I should change my rating for the first book. Does it have flaws? Yeah, but no book is going to be perfect, and it's totally worth overlooking those flaws because the story and the characters and just the entire thing was amazing. Nicholas J. Ripley is a great author. I know that he's writing another book. It's not part of the series, but there's another book that he's writing right now that I'm kind of interested in seeing what this is all about. I think it's supposed to be a psychological horror. Don't quote me on that. I cannot remember. But after that, hopefully he writes more of Project Suncloud because I would very much like to read more of that. I will have the books linked down below for you along with the author's information and stuff. By the way, the author did the art for the books as well. So the art that's on the front of the covers, I don't think he added art in the book. My versions didn't have art in the book, but the covers were drawn by him, and on his Instagram and other social media you'll see a bunch of art that he's drawn for Project Suncloud and the new book that he's writing. And that's it. That's the review. Another raving review from me. Another book that I would recommend. I finished reading the second book January the 2nd, but I'm planning on doing a top books of 2024, and I am going to be adding this series in it because I did finish reading the first of the series at the end of December and very quickly opened the second one to hopefully finish before the end of the year. So January 2nd is close enough. I'm going to put the entire series in that. So be looking out for that list of books for 2024 coming up. Give this video a like, subscribe for more content like this, and comment down below if there is a author that you've recently discovered that is now part of your favorites that you sit there and hope to buy more of their books. Until next time, bye souls.